What's up, guys? Welcome to Forgemaster Metal Reviews, the place where you can get the most out of your metal.
Today's reaction is the newest Rammstein song. We're very big Rammstein fans here. If you haven't seen our reaction to Zick, definitely be sure to check that out. We are very eager for Rammstein's album at the end of this month.
Just a quick thing here. More than likely, Rammstein is going to crack down on the reaction component, so we're going to fast forward through that and then just talk through what we thought of the song and give a little bit of a background from a musician and producer perspective. So let's do it. In general, right, the song is quite a bit more subdued in heaviness compared to like their back catalog.
Yeah, right. They're definitely leaning more into the dance element.
Wegschneiden von den Augen, Nase fräsen, fett.
Yeah, and I mean, Zick was like more atmospheric than this and a lot more heady. And I think this one's heady too, because I mean, the song itself is clearly talking about, you know, plastic surgery and cutting things.
Yeah,
and
vanity and glamour.
Yeah, and the violent behind the scenes piece of that. And it's interesting because it feels like a commentary on like modern music and entertainment in general, where there's people who are just trying to retain their youth no matter the cost to their body and wallet.
Right.
And, you know, it's that sort of feeling of like the only enemy to good is perfect.
Mm-hmm. I think that there's a lot of commentary too. Maybe like, and it's cool to see Rammstein singing about this kind of stuff, like time and vanity and glamour, because they're getting older, you know, and they're not getting any younger. So I think it might be a commentary not only on like the, you know, what's happening outside their world, but also maybe what's happening inside their world too.
I think you're onto something there, because you definitely, like, they work out. Like, I mean, especially if you look at, like, Till, like, way back in the day.
Yeah, he's jacked. Yeah.
Jacked guy. I mean, obviously they care about their appearance. So I wonder if there's a little bit of that going on, like you said.
Like a self-reflection kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, maybe I was being a bit more vain than... And who knows? Like, I think that it plays on multiple levels, too.
Yeah, it definitely does. You know, they kind of hit on that in a bunch of different subtle ways. Like, there's the violentness and the procedure itself of getting plastic surgery done. Like, that is not a nice thing you want to go hang out and watch someone do. Yet it's so normalized in this video. Like, you have the drawing of the lines on the body, like in the back, like dressing room for surgical procedures.
Right. Yeah, it's stuff like the bass player is putting on, you know, his eyebrows with a tattoo gun. Obviously, the tattoo gun isn't like operating, but you know, it's a subtle kind of like symbolism there of like, yeah, actually, people are tattooing makeup on themselves and stuff.
And I mean, I feel like that kind of transcends like all of the different like generations too. Like you see friggin' 20-year-old basically kids getting plastic surgery nowadays.
Yeah, and on the other side of that, you know, you've got 70 and 80-year-olds who are, you know, making sure their boobs are perky and that, you know, that their muffin top is no longer or whatever. So it's so cool, and it really does transcend generations. It transcends cultures. Well, maybe it doesn't transcend cultures. I think it's definitely a first world kind of problem here. But like, you know, vanity, egoism, and things like that, they're really focusing on one particular route of vanity that is plagued by people with millions of dollars and just, you know, just disposable cash.
Right. And now we've been talking a lot about the visuals here, but there was some interesting stuff too in the music. Mm-hmm. I think it was interesting that they took the approach of like, okay, we're going to make this almost like a modern pop song. And I think that mirrors a lot of what's happening visually too, because you have bands from that generation, well, I'll just say the boomer generation, even though there's probably one earlier than that too, that are still performing to this day, that care about stuff like this and have money for things like this. Mm-hmm. And this is sort of poking fun at it in a great way. It's interesting because the song is still Rammstein flavor, but there's pop composition.
Box rein bis ins Gehirn. Zick Zack, schneid es ab.
Yeah, like you said, it's evil, and like the modality of like the notes and everything like that is like evil sounding, but then you have like boo 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 boo, you know, and like cute little synth things that kind of tie up the vocal melodies and stuff like that. So there's definitely a huge like dichotomy thing between the visuals, the music itself, the music within itself. You know, it's got like there's less distortion. You know, the drums are very locked into that 4/4 pattern, but there's still like kind of like that underlying sense of like discomfort.
Yeah, and it's funny because like in the show, it looks like, you know, everyone's happy and having fun, but behind the scenes, everything's falling apart.
Right. Till is going down the line and, you know, checking all the ladies and all their noses are busted, and, you know, like he's obviously abusing them, you know.
Yeah,
so.
and that's just apparently part of the culture of this world of the entertainment industry. And another music thing, we hit the resolve. The chorus itself is very poppy, and it's like that's kind of the payoff. That's like the wow moment of the song.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the, like, you hit on the dun, 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 and then you have the resolve of the chorus. And it's just so satisfying to hear that because it kind of goes full circle on what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they were like, all right, we're going to take you on site. We're going to be super serious.
Yeah, absolutely somber. Yeah.
You're going to watch a dad lose his daughter. You're going to talk about death, the mortality. And this is still touching on that, but it's a little bit more playful.
Yeah, it's super playful, and they touch upon the time thing where I think one of the lines in here is tick tock, you know, and so there is that common theme of mortality, time moving on without us, but like, yeah, it's more playful. They are obviously poking fun at certain, you know, cultural things, but it's also kind of serious in the sense that, like, I don't think I've ever seen Rammstein lyrics kind of go this direction where it's like graphic. It's like it's more violent than like they typically do sing about, and it's almost kind of reminds me of like Impaled lyrics versus, you know, like putting here, let's some of the lines here. Knife, swab, general anesthesia, mill your nose, suck off fat, you know, like pretty graphic stuff here coming from Rammstein. And like you said earlier, juxtaposed with this kind of poppy, upbeat, boo, boo, you know, like it's like, whoa, what the hell?
Yeah. And it works perfectly for this song. Even though all this money is spent on keeping things perfect as you age, things can go wrong. And you see that in the video here when Till's face starts to fall apart. And he goes in the back mid-show to get surgery, and you can watch us like just wincing in pain as he's stapling his face back on.
Yeah.
And that shows it's a commentary on the desperation of that culture, trying to just keep this like ship that's basically leaking water, and instead of accepting it and going down gracefully how it should be going down, you're trying to fight it. And I think it's excellent.
Yeah, I think that this is another fantastic piece of commentary from Rammstein. I've always loved their social commentary and stuff like that. They are one of those bands that kind of has that ability to kind of, regardless of where you're from, they have a very classic and general message about contemporary Western society. And they've always done it in that kind of dichotomy way where it's like they have like upbeat, happy sort of music, but it's like talking about real shit.
Yeah, you know what's funny is like Americans eat this shit up, but it's like making fun of us.
We don't know any better.
Yeah, like that song "We Are Living in America" is like, you guys suck, and yet the Americans are at the concert singing the lyrics.
Yeah. Irony.
Yeah, I think they went into it knowing that. What did you think of Rammstein's new single, Zick Zack? Leave us down in the comments what you thought.
As always, Forgemates, go with the gods. Keep your knife sterilized. Take care.